Okay, so here's another smart layout thing that I've having trouble with. Let's put this in the center. I have this header, just three groups, left, stepper, and right. Um, it does resize the way I want it, but I was like, man, there's a lot of awkward space in here. Let me go fix that. I go in here, so this um, artboard has a layout on it, and my understanding is that when an artboard has a layout, it lets the symbol grow in size and shrink in size, versus when you have a group inside of it, the symbol remains the same. And so it kind of let you manage overflow. If you could put a mask on it inside here, and you could, like, so this is ideally the layout I want. I want the symbol to grow. Um, and I have a group in here, and really the reason for this group was oops, let's not delete it, let's ungroup it. As I was like doing this stuff, I was like getting the spacing the way I wanted it, and then I wanted all these to be centered in this thing. And the easiest way to do that is just to group and center. So here we are. This is my setup. Not super complicated, but um, I first just, impulsively grabbed this, dragged it, and I was like, oh, I'm not changing the inner spacing. I'm just making this longer and pushing it. That's not what I want. I want this stuff to stay on screen. Okay, so I know I do want this. Okay, so maybe this group could have like some hard bounds that protect the contents from this, what's happening here. Um, and my thought is, okay, let's put a fixed size on it. It's kind of a different reason to put a fixed size on something, but I was like, okay, that makes sense. And then, so basically, this is telling it to auto space everything. This should tell it to not auto space everything. And I'm gonna grab this again, and it's still doing it. I'm like, huh, how do I get? I mean, okay, so I guess I could go and then select everything, and but I just want to edit this one thing, and I know now that there's smart layout can be paused, but it's like if I've selected this thing, I'm trying to edit this thing, having it edit everything is confusing and unwanted. Again, I think anything inside of a smart layout should automatically be auto paused all the time. Um, and the weird thing is if I get rid of this group, I can auto auto layout is paused or feels like it's paused even though it's not. So why? So I guess it behaves differently if it's on an artboard or if it's on a group. Is that what's happening? Let's see. Let's remove this here. Let's group these. Let's put a horizontal centered layout. And so now if I do this, so that's weird that it works differently on artboards and groups. If I put a group inside here, so it's kind of the same structure as before, and do it. Okay, so that seems like a weird distinction to make that I would not expect. Like if you're gonna have this feature on two different objects, artboards and groups, it works one way on one and a different way on another. It's just like it's too much to keep track of in my head. Um, and it kind of messes with the whole nature of, which is already a complicated concept to kind of have users, understand. And I've tried teaching some like non-sketch users this stuff. Like I have some people editing like decks that I've made in here, and they struggle with the first concept of just like why you'd put a smart layout on a artboard versus a group. So to have them then again behave differently, it's just like you're getting, there's too many changes. You need some consistent outcomes from these features, and auto pausing, smart layout, again, would just solve this, make this go away. So I think that would be the best solution.